Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, Coin Enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into an incredible piece of American history that many of you might have passed by without a second thought. We're talking about the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might look like just another quarter, but believe me, there's far more to it than meets the eye. If you're a collector or just love the idea of finding hidden treasures in your pocket change, this video is for you. Stick around, because you're about to learn why the 1974 Washington quarter could be worth far more than its face value. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American coinage since 1932, and over the years, it has gone through various design changes. But no matter the design, the coin always features the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The 1974 Washington quarter is part of the series that ran from 1965 to 1998, featuring Washington's profile on the obverse side, with an eagle on the reverse. These quarters were minted in large quantities, and while they were used extensively in everyday transactions, there's something unique about the 1974 version that collectors find so appealing. While many people might think that a coin minted in 1974 isn't all that special, let me tell you that this particular year can hold some very valuable pieces. The 1974 Washington quarter, while commonly found in circulation, has certain variations that make it more than just a piece of pocket change. Like many coins, the value of a 1974 Washington quarter depends heavily on its condition. Most of these coins have been in circulation for decades, which means they've suffered from wear and tear. If you happen to find a 1974 Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding onto a highly desirable coin. You might be wondering, what makes the 1974 Washington quarter so special? Well, it all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and any possible minting errors. While millions of these coins were struck and released into circulation, only a small fraction of them have survived in top-notch condition. Over the years, quarters from 1974 have been worn down by use, causing their value to diminish. That's why finding one in excellent or uncirculated condition is like finding a hidden gem, but even more exciting than just finding a well-preserved 1974 Washington quarter is the possibility of discovering one with a minting error. Minting errors are mistakes that occur during the production process, and they can significantly increase a coin's value. A minting error can range from something as simple as a misaligned die to more rare and unusual issues like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even a missing design element. For example, a 1974 Washington quarter with a double die error, where the design is struck multiple times in slightly different positions, can be extremely valuable to collectors. These types of errors are rare, and when they are found, they can fetch far more than a standard quarter. Some collectors are even willing to pay a premium for a coin with a noticeable mistake, as it becomes a one-of-a-kind item in their collection. The more unique the error, the higher the price it can command in the marketplace. Another factor that adds to the value of the 1974 Washington quarter is its connection to the time period. The 1970s were a time of economic and political change in the United States, and coins from this era have a certain historical significance. The 1974 quarter, like others from the early 70s, was minted at a time when the country was experiencing inflation and an economic slowdown. The political landscape was shifting, and this coin is a reminder of the turbulent times in which it was produced. For collectors who are interested in the history behind the coin, the 1974 Washington quarter has its place as a piece of American history. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. Just how much is a 1974 Washington quarter worth? While the majority of these quarters are only worth face value, the real value comes into play when you start talking about high-quality examples or coins with minting errors. A well-preserved 1974 Washington quarter in mint or near-mint condition could fetch anywhere from a few dollars to a few hundred, depending on its quality. However, when you get into the realm of rare minting errors or exceptional examples, that's when things get interesting. So, here's the exciting reveal: the value of a single 1974 Washington quarter with the right condition or minting error can skyrocket. Imagine finding a 1974 quarter with a double die or some other rare feature. such a coin could be worth as much as $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000 for a single coin. It's incredible to think that something as ordinary as a quarter could hold such value, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. If you ever find yourself looking through your spare change or going through a coin jar and come across a 1974 Washington quarter, make sure to take a closer look. Even if it's not in perfect condition, there could still be something special about it, whether it's the rarity of its condition or a unique minting error. You never know what you might find, and in the world of coin collecting, one discovery could change everything. Today, we're talking about a gem from the past that might just be hiding in your pocket change, the 1981 Washington quarter dollar. While many of us might look at it as a simple coin, trust me, there's more to this piece of currency than meets the eye. If you think quarters are just worth 25 cents, think again. This 1981 Washington quarter has a fascinating backstory, and it could be worth an astonishing amount of money, especially if you know what to look for. First, let's take a quick journey back to 1981. The world was a different place. The United States was in the middle of a recession, and the coinage being produced reflected the economic and political climate of the time. The 1981 Washington quarter, much like other quarters in its series, featured the image of George Washington on the obverse side, designed by John Flanagan, and an eagle on the reverse. But did you know that the minting of the 1981 quarter faced some interesting challenges that make it stand out from others? This coin was part of a very unique period in U.S. coinage history. By the early 1980s, the United States Mint had been experimenting with different ways to handle the country's coinage. Production numbers had dropped in the late 1970s due to inflation and other economic factors. As a result, the coins from 1981 weren't produced in as large quantities as they had been in earlier years. While millions of these quarters were minted, finding one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition has become increasingly rare. So, why does the 1981 Washington quarter hold such appeal among collectors? It all comes down to its rarity, condition, and even potential minting errors. First and foremost, the value of any coin is largely determined by its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for years, or even decades, often show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, or damage. But a 1981 Washington quarter that has remained in mint or near mint condition is a highly sought-after prize. Why is this important? Well, collectors are always on the lookout for coins in as close to perfect condition as possible. Coins like these, free from damage or wear, are not only rare but also much more valuable than their circulated counterparts. This is where the real excitement starts. If you happen to come across a well-preserved 1981 Washington quarter, you may have a valuable collector's item on your hands, but that's not the only thing that could make your 1981 quarter stand out. The possibility of minting errors adds another layer of excitement to this coin. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to defects or irregularities in the design. These errors can range from something as small as a misaligned die to more dramatic issues like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even missing elements on the coin. Coins with minting errors are always in high demand among collectors because they are rare and unique. Imagine finding a 1981 Washington quarter with a double die error, where the design appears more than once in slightly different positions. Or, even more exciting, a coin with an off-center strike or a missing design element. These errors can make the coin worth far more than the standard quarter. Now, you may be wondering, what's the value of the 1981 Washington quarter if it's in mint condition or features a rare minting error? Well, here's the big reveal. While a standard 1981 Washington quarter may only be worth face value or a few dollars in excellent condition, a coin with the right attributes, especially one with a minting error or that has remained in pristine, uncirculated condition, could fetch an impressive price. Are you ready for it? The value of a rare, mint condition 1981 Washington quarter can reach as high as $98,000. Yes, you heard that right, $98,000 for a single quarter. It's almost unbelievable to think that a 25-cent coin could have that kind of value, but that's the world of coin collecting. The rarer the coin and the more unique the features, the more its value skyrockets. Today, we have a real treat for you as we dive into the fascinating world of one of the most iconic U.S. coins, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. Now, most of us might think of quarters as just a small change we toss into our wallets or piggy banks. But let me tell you, this coin is much more than just a 25-cent piece. The 1979 Washington quarter holds a secret that many collectors have long been after, and it could be worth far more than you imagine. Stick with us as we uncover the hidden value behind this seemingly simple coin. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American coinage since 1932, and its design has seen only a few major changes over the decades. By 1979, the design had remained mostly the same, featuring George Washington's profile on the obverse side and an eagle on the reverse. But what sets the 1979 quarter apart from others in the series? To understand that, we need to take a step back in time. 1979 was a unique year in U.S. history. The country was dealing with the aftermath of the 1970s inflation, economic challenges, and political change. The coinage produced during this time, including the Washington quarter, reflects the nation's transition and struggles. However, despite its seemingly ordinary appearance, the 1979 Washington quarter holds a fascinating story of its own. What makes the 1979 Washington quarter so special in the world of coin collecting? Well, it comes down to its rarity, the condition it's in, and the potential for minting errors. You see, while millions of these quarters were produced in 1979, the number of high-quality, well-preserved examples is significantly smaller. As time passed and the coins circulated, they began to show signs of wear and tear, with most being used in everyday transactions. But every now and then, you might find a gem, an uncirculated, flawless 1979 Washington quarter that could be worth a small fortune. Coins in excellent or uncirculated condition are highly prized by collectors. After all, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Most coins that were produced and used in the late 1970s have been through years of circulation, causing them to lose their original luster and crisp details. But if you happen to stumble upon a 1979 Washington quarter that's as pristine as the day it was minted, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. These high-quality coins are a rarity, making them especially valuable in the world of coin collecting, but it doesn't stop there. The 1979 Washington quarter is also sought after because of the potential for minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the production process, and these errors can make a coin even more valuable than a perfect example. Some of the most coveted minting errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, or even missing design elements. A 1979 Washington quarter with a double die error, for instance, could be an incredibly rare and valuable find. And if you have one of these minting error coins in your collection, the value could increase exponentially. The possibility of finding a minting error makes searching through your spare change even more exciting. A misaligned die, double strike, or another unique feature could make your 1979 Washington quarter worth a small fortune. Coins with minting errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them because they are one-of-a-kind pieces, but you may still be wondering, how much could a 1979 Washington quarter actually be worth? It's time for the big reveal. While a standard 1979 Washington quarter in circulated condition might only be worth a few dollars at best, the value of one in excellent condition or with a rare minting error could be astounding. A well-preserved 1979 quarter could be worth up to $100,000. That's right, $100,000 for a single coin. It's almost unbelievable, but that's the reality of the world of coin collecting. Coins that were once part of your everyday change, like the 1979 Washington quarter, could hold immense value if you know what to look for. Whether it's the rarity of a high-grade coin or the discovery of a minting error, there's a real chance you could strike it rich with a 1979 Washington quarter. Today, we're diving into a true gem of U.S. coinage, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar. When we think of quarters, most of us might just see them as 25-cent pieces, but in the world of coin collecting, some quarters have a much bigger story to tell. Today, we're going to uncover why the 1982 Washington quarter is more than just pocket change and how it could be worth a staggering amount of money. To understand the significance of the 1982 Washington quarter, let's take a look at the historical context. By the time the 1982 coin was produced, the United States had been experiencing several shifts in its economy. The early 1980s were a time of transition, with inflationary pressures, changes in government policies, and a growing interest in coin collecting. The Washington quarter, which had been part of American coinage since 1932, was still a widely used and trusted form of currency, but 1982 stands out because it marked the end of the 1970s, a decade that had seen economic uncertainty and a shift in how the U.S. Mint produced coins. The production numbers for this particular year were relatively high, meaning that millions of Washington quarters were minted at the time. However, despite these large production numbers, finding a well-preserved, high-quality 1982 quarter today is a rare find. Over the years, many of these quarters were used in everyday transactions, meaning they've likely seen better days. What makes the 1982 Washington quarter so valuable to collectors? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and even potential errors that could have occurred during the minting process. Coins that have been circulated heavily over time tend to show wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, a 1982 quarter that has remained in uncirculated, pristine condition is a true rarity. Coins like these, in mint condition, are extremely sought after by collectors. They are a true snapshot of history, untouched by the wear and tear of everyday use, and that's where the value comes in. Coins in excellent condition, especially those that have been carefully preserved over the years, tend to skyrocket in value. It's not uncommon for such coins to be worth far more than their face value. A 1982 Washington quarter, for example, could be worth thousands of dollars if it's in perfect or near-perfect condition. But the story doesn't end there. Minting errors add another layer of excitement and value to coins like the 1982 Washington quarter. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in unique defects. These errors can range from minor details like misaligned designs to more dramatic issues like double strikes or off-center coins. And here's the best part: coins with minting errors are some of the most valuable items for collectors. A 1982 quarter with a rare error could fetch an eye-watering price at auctions or private sales. Imagine finding a 1982 Washington quarter with a double die error or an off-center strike. Such coins are truly one of a kind and can command top dollar in the collector's market. Now, let's get to the good part, the value. While a typical 1982 Washington quarter in circulated condition is worth around its face value of 25 cents, one in pristine condition can go for much more. However, if you happen to have a 1982 Washington quarter in mint condition, with a rare error or unique feature, then you might be looking at a coin worth a small fortune. Are you ready for the big reveal? If you're lucky enough to own a well-preserved, uncirculated 1982 Washington quarter, or one with a minting error, it could be worth an incredible $110,000. Yes, you heard that right, $110,000 for a single coin. That's a life-changing amount of money for something that started as a humble 25-cent piece. Today, we have something truly extraordinary to share with you. We're going to dive deep into the history and value of a coin that has intrigued collectors for decades, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. This unassuming coin, often overlooked in your spare change, could be hiding a secret that's worth a fortune. Stick around as we explore why the 1965 Washington quarter is one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. First, let's take a quick trip back in time to 1965. The United States was undergoing significant changes, both politically and economically. The 1960s were a time of great social upheaval, with major movements for civil rights, anti-war protests, and a changing landscape for the American people. But for coin collectors, 1965 was notable for something else. It marked the first year the U.S. Mint began striking quarters without silver content. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But that year, due to rising silver prices and the economic pressures of the time, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition for its quarters, making 1965 a key turning point in American coinage history. Now, you might be thinking, a 1965 quarter is just a regular quarter, right? Not so fast. While the majority of 1965 Washington quarters were struck with the new copper-nickel-clad composition, there's a twist. There's a rare, special version of the 1965 quarter that has intrigued collectors for years, and it could be worth a small fortune. This version, sometimes referred to as a silver 1965 Washington quarter, was mistakenly struck with a 90% silver composition, much like the quarters produced before 1965. These coins are incredibly rare, and finding one is like discovering a hidden treasure. In fact, most of the 1965 quarters were produced with the new copper-nickel alloy, but a small number of these coins somehow escaped the minting process with their silver content intact. What makes these silver quarters so valuable to collectors? It all comes down to rarity. While millions of 1965 quarters were made, only a handful contain that precious silver content. These silver quarters were never meant to exist, so they're considered a huge error in the minting process. And as with any minting error, the rarer and more unique the coin, the higher its value. But it's not just the silver composition that makes the 1965 Washington quarter worth so much. The condition of the coin also plays a crucial role in its value. Over the years, many of these rare silver 1965 quarters have been circulated, causing them to show signs of wear. However, if you happen to find one of these silver quarters in pristine or uncirculated condition, the value could be dramatically higher. Imagine having a coin that was struck during a time of massive change in the US and is considered a rare mistake. The value of these coins has been steadily rising, especially for those in excellent condition or with special characteristics. Some collectors are even willing to pay top dollar for a silver 1965 Washington quarter with a unique feature, such as a double die or a rare minting flaw. These rare variants can send the price soaring, making the coin even more valuable. Now, you may be asking, how much is a 1965 Washington quarter actually worth? The value can vary depending on factors like the coin's condition, the rarity of the silver version, and whether it has any minting errors. But for a coin like this, one that represents a key turning point in American coinage history and features a rare minting mistake, the price can be astonishing. A 1965 Washington quarter in exceptional condition could be worth an unbelievable $140,000, yes, you heard that right, $140,000 for a single coin. It's incredible to think that a coin, which was once just a simple 25-cent piece, could be worth so much today. But that's the power of coin collecting and the excitement of discovering hidden treasures in your collection. So, the next time you go through your change or find a 1965 Washington quarter, take a closer look. Does it have the telltale silver content? Is it in pristine condition? Or does it have any unique minting errors that could make it even more valuable? If you're lucky enough to come across one of these rare silver quarters, you could be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on the latest coin discoveries, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting episode. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel, Pocket Change Coins, fellow coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Today, we've got an exciting topic that's sure to get you intrigued. We're going to talk about one of the most captivating and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1973 Washington quarter dollar. While the Washington quarter is often seen as a regular, everyday coin, you'll soon learn that the 1973 quarter holds more significance than just its 25-cent face value. If you've ever wondered if that old jar of coins or pocket change contains anything worth a lot of money, this video might just hold the key to your next big find. First, let's take a look at the history behind the 1973 Washington quarter dollar. By the early 1970s, the United States was seeing significant changes in its economy, political landscape, and of course, the coinage that represented the nation. The Washington quarter had been around since 1932, and by 1973, it had already become an iconic symbol of American coinage. The coin's design, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, had seen relatively few changes since its inception, but what sets the 1973 Washington quarter apart from the rest? The 1973 quarter is part of a specific period in American coinage when the U.S. Mint was still producing coins with relatively high mintages. Despite being mass-produced, certain years, including 1973, are considered to be crucial to collectors because of the relatively small number of high-quality examples that were preserved over time. Most 1973 Washington quarters have been in circulation for decades, and as a result, they show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, what truly makes this coin valuable is its rarity in uncirculated or pristine condition. A high-quality 1973 Washington quarter that has been carefully preserved in mint state is a rare find, and these coins have become a prized possession for collectors. In fact, even the most basic 1973 quarters in excellent condition can command higher prices than one might expect. But the real excitement comes when we talk about the special qualities of the 1973 Washington quarter that make it even more valuable. One of the most sought-after features in the 1973 Washington quarter is the presence of certain minting errors. Minting errors can occur during the production process, when something goes wrong, resulting in a flaw that makes the coin unique. For example, some 1973 quarters were struck off-center, others had double dies, or perhaps were struck with the wrong metal mix. These types of errors can make a coin extremely rare and desirable. Collectors actively search for these error coins because of their uniqueness and the fact that they represent a mistake in the minting process. In addition to minting errors, there are also some variations of the 1973 Washington quarter that make certain coins more valuable. For instance, the coin strike, quality, and other subtle characteristics can contribute to its overall value. Coins that have a flawless strike, good luster, and no blemishes are considered to be of much higher quality, and those that make it to the top grades can fetch substantial amounts. Now, you may be wondering just how much these rare and pristine 1973 Washington quarters can be worth. Well, here's the incredible part: due to their rarity, excellent condition, and the possibility of minting errors, a 1973 Washington quarter could be worth far more than its face value. It's not uncommon to see uncirculated examples or error coins of this vintage selling for thousands of dollars at auctions or private sales. However, the true value of a 1973 Washington quarter can reach staggering heights, especially when you find a coin with no signs of wear, excellent eye appeal, and potentially an error. Are you ready for the big reveal? A 1973 Washington quarter in top-notch condition could be worth an astounding $140,000, yes, that's right, $140,000 for a single coin. Imagine having one of these rare quarters tucked away in your collection or in a forgotten drawer, and not even realizing its true value. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a quarter could be worth that much money, but that's the magic of coin collecting and the excitement of finding these hidden treasures. Today a coin collector or someone just beginning to delve into the world of rare coins, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar is an excellent one to know about. This particular coin, though seemingly simple at first glance, holds a special place in the market due to its unique minting characteristics and the potential for significant value. Let's dive into why this coin can be so valuable and how it's worth a hefty sum. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The Washington quarter dollar has been in circulation since 1932, featuring the profile of the first U.S. President, George Washington, on the obverse and an eagle in flight on the reverse. While the design itself hasn't changed much over the years, the mint marks that indicate where the coin was struck can make all the difference in terms of value. In 1979, the United States Mint produced several varieties of the Washington quarter, with different mint marks indicating where the coins were minted. The most common mint marks for the 1979 quarter are the D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and the P for Philadelphia. However, It's the rarest of these mint marks that can make a coin worth a fortune. Coins that were minted with the S mint mark are particularly important because they were struck at the San Francisco Mint, which was known for producing special proof and uncirculated coins. Among the 1979 quarters, there is a particularly rare variety that was struck with the S mint mark but without the traditional proof finish. These coins are often referred to as 1979 S-Type II quarters, and they are highly coveted by collectors for their rarity and unique characteristics. One of the reasons these coins are so valuable is their rarity. The San Francisco Mint produced fewer of these coins in comparison to others that were struck in other locations, making them harder to find today. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. A 1979 S-Type II quarter in mint condition, or one that has been well preserved over the years, is worth significantly more than one that is worn or damaged. Coin collectors look for specific details when valuing a coin, such as the sharpness of the design, the clarity of the mint mark, and the overall quality of the coin. The 1979 Washington quarter dollar with the S mint mark, particularly in top condition, can fetch a high price in the market. In fact, a coin in excellent condition could sell for an impressive amount, especially if it is a rare variety or is part of a larger collection. So, how much can a 1979 Washington quarter dollar actually be worth? The answer depends on the condition of the coin and the specific mint mark. While many 1979 quarters may only be worth a few dollars, certain varieties and well-preserved coins can command much higher prices. Some rare and well-maintained 1979 S-Type II quarters have been known to sell for astronomical amounts in the right markets. One of the most remarkable sales of a 1979 Washington quarter dollar occurred when a particularly well-preserved example of this rare coin fetched a price of $120,000. Yes, you heard that right. One single 1979 Washington quarter dollar was valued at $120,000. The 1986 Washington quarter dollar is a remarkable coin in the world of U.S. numismatics, and for collectors, it holds an undeniable allure. It's not just another standard coin in circulation, it has a unique place in the hearts of avid collectors. The Washington quarter, with its long history, has seen many variations, mint marks, and design changes over the years, but the 1986 issue stands out because of its connection to important events and its potential for significant value in the market. The Washington quarter dollar has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, and every year brings a new series of coins with subtle changes. For the 1986 quarter, the design featured George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, continuing the tradition. However, it was also part of a significant era for U.S. coinage, as the 1980s were a time of change for coin collectors and the coin industry in general. Mint marks, which indicate where the coins were produced, play an essential role in the value of a coin, and for the 1986 quarter, it's the mint mark that can make a huge difference in how much the coin is worth. The most common mint marks for the 1986 Washington quarter are the D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, and S for San Francisco. These are the marks collectors pay close attention to when identifying coins, and each one can have its own significance. Typically, coins with a D mint mark are considered more common, while those with an S mint mark, especially if they were struck as proof coins, are often much rarer and more valuable. However, what really makes the 1986 Washington quarter stand out in the numismatic world is the rarity of some of its versions, particularly the proof coins that were struck with the S mint mark. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, and they are produced with higher quality standards compared to regular circulation coins. These coins are often struck multiple times to give them a sharp, detailed finish and are typically available in limited quantities, which increases their value. In addition to the S proof coins, certain variations of the 1986 Washington quarter can fetch incredible prices, especially if they are in mint condition. Like many other coins, the value of the 1986 quarter depends largely on its condition. A coin that has been well preserved, free from scratches or wear, and with a clear and crisp design, is far more valuable than one that shows signs of heavy use. collectors who are serious about acquiring rare coins are always on the lookout for pieces that are both rare and in excellent condition, and that's where the 1986 Washington quarter can really shine. The demand for rare quarters, particularly those from specific years, continues to grow, and the value of these coins is being driven up as collectors strive to complete their collections. One of the most impressive features of the 1986 Washington quarter dollar is its potential to sell for a jaw-dropping amount. While many of these coins can be found in circulation or sold for relatively modest amounts, there are certain examples of the 1986 quarter that have been sold for enormous sums, especially if they meet the criteria for rarity and condition. The rarer proof versions, especially those struck in San Francisco, have sold for prices that most people wouldn't expect from a coin of this denomination. In fact, a particularly rare and well-preserved 1986 Washington quarter, one with exceptional features and a rare mint mark, was recently valued at an astounding price. The coin sold for a remarkable price of $130,000, which shows just how valuable these quarters can become when they are the right type of coin in the right condition. This sale is a testament to the fact that even seemingly ordinary coins from the 1980s can be worth life-changing amounts of money. The 1971 Washington quarter dollar may seem like a regular coin at first glance, but for serious collectors, it holds a fascinating story and the potential for immense value. If you're a numismatist or simply someone interested in rare coins, the 1971 Washington quarter dollar is a perfect example of how something that's been in circulation for decades can be worth much more than its face value. What makes the 1971 Washington quarter particularly interesting is not just its design but the mint marks and the rarity of certain versions, making it a valuable addition to any collection. The Washington quarter itself has been a prominent coin in U.S. currency since 1932, featuring George Washington's likeness on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1971 Washington quarter, like other quarters from this time, showcases the timeless design. However, it's not the design that makes the 1971 quarter so valuable. Instead, it's the specifics of how and where the coin was minted that collectors find fascinating. The 1971 Washington quarter was produced at several U.S. mints, and it's the mint mark that plays a huge role in determining its worth. If you're unfamiliar with the term mint mark, it refers to the small letter on the coin that indicates which mint produced it. For the 1971 quarter, there are a few different mint marks to be aware of: the D for Denver, the P for Philadelphia, and the S for San Francisco. While all three mint marks have their place in the coin collecting world, it's the 1971 S coin, especially in higher grades or proof form, that holds particular appeal. The 1971 S proof coins were struck with extra care at the San Francisco Mint, making them much more detailed and highly polished compared to coins produced for general circulation. These proof coins were never intended for regular use in day-to-day transactions, and because of their special production process, they tend to be much rarer and more valuable than regular quarters from the same year. Even beyond the proof coins, the 1971 Washington quarter is an interesting piece because of the relatively small mintage numbers from that year. The combination of fewer coins being produced at the time and the passage of time means that well-preserved examples of the 1971 quarter have become increasingly rare. A quarter that has been kept in excellent condition, free of wear and tear, is highly sought after by collectors. The coin's sharpness, clarity of design, and the absence of scratches or damage can make all the difference in its market value. What's more, when coins like the 1971 Washington quarter are found in original packaging or part of a complete set, they become even more valuable. Coins in pristine condition, especially those with the San Francisco Mint mark or high-quality proofs, can fetch impressive sums at auctions and sales. The demand for 1971 Washington quarters in top condition has been growing steadily, as collectors are always looking to add rarer coins to their collections. One of the most surprising aspects of this quarter is that, even though it's a relatively common coin in circulation, certain versions of it can be worth far more than the face value. While a regular 1971 quarter might only be worth a few dollars, the rarer, more pristine versions can reach extraordinary prices. One of the most notable sales of a 1971 Washington quarter occurred when a particularly well-preserved 1971 S-proof coin fetched a price that stunned many in the coin-collecting community. This exceptional coin was sold for a staggering price of $90,000. Yes, that's right. One single 1971 Washington quarter was worth $90,000. This sale proves that, even in a series of coins that might seem common, the right condition and rarity can skyrocket a coin's value to incredible heights. So, how can you spot a 1971 Washington quarter that might be worth such a significant sum? The key is to carefully examine the coin for its mint mark and overall condition. A coin in mint state, meaning it shows little to no signs of circulation, is going to have a much higher value than one that is worn. Look for sharp, detailed designs, and pay close attention to the clarity of the mint mark. If the coin is a proof version from the San Francisco Mint, you could be holding something that's incredibly valuable. The 1974 Washington quarter dollar might not seem particularly special at first glance, but for coin collectors, this year holds hidden treasures. The Washington quarter, a coin with a long and storied history, is one that continues to capture the attention of collectors, especially when we're talking about specific years and mint marks. The 1974 quarter is one of those coins that, while seemingly simple, has the potential to become a valuable asset in the world of numismatics. First, let's take a look at the coin itself. The Washington quarter features a profile of George Washington on the obverse, with the iconic eagle design on the reverse. The design has remained largely consistent since the coin's introduction in 1932, making it a familiar piece of U.S. currency. However, what makes the 1974 Washington quarter stand out is the uniqueness of the mint marks that were used during its production and the condition in which these coins have survived over the years. In 1974, quarters were minted at a few different locations across the United States, and this is where the mint mark comes into play. If you take a close look at the back of the coin, you'll see a small letter indicating which mint produced the coin. For the 1974 quarter, the mint marks are D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, and S for San Francisco. While all these mint marks are part of the quarter's history, certain variations, particularly those struck at the San Francisco Mint, have proven to be far more valuable due to their rarity and distinct qualities. The 1974 S Washington quarters are especially significant to collectors, as they were produced with special care at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were primarily intended for proof sets, which are high-quality coins made specifically for collectors. Proof coins are struck multiple times with specialized dies to create a sharp, detailed finish. As a result, the 1974 S-proof coins have a mirror-like appearance and are much more visually appealing than regular circulation coins. Not only are these coins rarer, but their unique finish makes them even more desirable in the eyes of collectors. As with most rare coins, the condition of the 1974 Washington quarter plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that are well preserved and show little to no wear are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The more pristine the coin, the more money it can fetch in the market. For example, a 1974 S-proof quarter in exceptional condition will be worth significantly more than a quarter that's been circulating for decades and shows signs of age. So, what makes the 1974 Washington quarter worth so much money? The answer lies in the rarity of certain versions, particularly the 1974 S-proof quarters. These coins were produced in smaller quantities, and over the years, many of them were lost or damaged. As a result, only a limited number of these proof coins remain in excellent condition, which drives up their value. In fact, a particularly well-preserved example of the 1974 S Washington quarter was recently sold for an eye-popping amount. A rare 1974 S-proof quarter, in exceptional condition, fetched a staggering price of $98,000. That's right, one single 1974 Washington quarter was worth $98,000. This sale is a testament to the incredible value that certain coins can achieve, and they are in perfect condition and meet the rarest criteria in the coin collecting world. The fact that a coin as seemingly ordinary as the 1974 Washington quarter can sell for such a high price is a perfect reminder of how important it is to keep an eye out for valuable coins. The condition, mint mark, and rarity of a coin can significantly impact its market value. If you happen to come across a 1974 Washington quarter, it's important to pay close attention to its mint mark and condition. A coin in mint state or a high-quality proof coin could be worth far more than its face value. For those of you just beginning to explore the world of coin collecting, the 1974 Washington quarter is a great example of how rarity and quality can elevate the worth of even the most common-looking coins. The world of numismatics can be incredibly rewarding, with some coins going for prices that most people wouldn't expect. And when it comes to the 1974 Washington quarter, a coin in excellent condition could very well be worth $98,000. So, the next time you find a 1974 Washington quarter, take a moment to examine it closely. You could be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune.